All right. I hope I'm working. I may have to do a little check here in just a moment because there is a 20 to 25-second delay. Um, this is taking me a while to get this going tonight. First of all, I wanted to clean up, have a shower, and get ready to do a live stream. And I just about passed out after I came out of the shower. I was so exhausted. I was drawing a blank on everything and I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I really wanted to do this tonight. So I decided to try and force myself into it. Got it all set up with Talk Studio because I have a subscription to Talk Studio. I'm not going to be renewing it. They've been nothing but a problem um, all year. So I'm not probably not going to renew with them again. But yeah, I it wouldn't start broadcasting. It just sat there and spinning and spinning. Couldn't get it started. So I checked my internet speed. My internet speed is good, and I thought I'd check up my well, I figured it might be either Chrome or Talk Studio, maybe Streamlabs. I'm not sure. Um, so I opened up the Streamlabs program, but I had to kind of rework it because all the settings were still set for Halloween last month, so or 2 months ago rather. So I had to change all that, and so here I am, and I'm hoping this is working. I'm hoping I'm not getting a lot of feedback because when I first did a test, I was getting feedback. So excuse this. Okay, so everything seems to be good so far. I had to go back to using my old mic for tonight because my the newer mic, the thing mic, you know what I'm talking about, needs to charge, and I just don't have time for that. So might keep this just as a backup because it does work, and it's all I've got it here in case cause the little lapel mic, newer mics, they have to charge, and it was dead. So at least I had this microphone. So yeah, I had all this stuff I was kind of trying to juggle in my head that I wanted to go over tonight, and I just was ready to completely pass out. And yet, if I went to bed, I would not fall asleep. I'm still struggling with insomnia, and so I knew if I went and lie down, went to bed, I won't fall asleep. But yet, I try and do something, and I feel like I'm going to pass out. So I'm caught in this middle ground that I don't know how to deal with. So anyways, I have wanted to do a video for a while to kind of talk about what I've got coming in 2026, and I started to shoot one. It didn't go very well, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just do this live, and just talk about it. Unfortunately, when I do lives, I tend to stutter a lot of ums and ahs, and I'm not really prepared. But I figured it was just be kind of off the cuff and I could kind of discuss it. So I wanted to talk about a few things first, and I had a banner running on the bottom, all set going through Talk Studio, which is not working. So, and I know I keep looking this way because my monitor is set up over here, and now that I'm using, maybe I can put it underneath. It's not going to be a big difference, but then I'll just be looking under the camera like this and then looking up and down. So, it might be a little easier out of my peripheral vision. My camera's not even straight. Look at that. It's straight in front of me, but it's crooked on here. I don't know. So how you all doing tonight? I know there's nobody here watching. Well, apparently I've got one watcher anyways. As I said, I'm kind of a little unprepared for this tonight. I did want to talk about what I've got in store for 2026, and I want to just kind of do a discussion about this first and take questions after, if there's anyone here. Normally what happens is I go through it, I get through almost the whole thing, and then people show up and go, hey, what's going on? And then I feel like I have to repeat it, and I probably won't. I'm just going to say, look, watch this in review. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I just kind of want to talk and get through this. And I have all the point form notes that I made originally for the video. That is not coming. Maybe it might. Maybe I still might do the video, depending on how this goes. If this doesn't go very well, I'll just try and reshoot it, and I'll just post it as video. But But first of all, I did a thing. I spent way too much money. I had to update my iPad because I do part of the work on my desktop and I do part of my work on the iPad, and the iPad is nice to travel with. For the longest time I had wished I'd gotten I wanted the 13-inch. When I bought the 11-inch iPad Air in 2022, just not long after I bought the damn thing, they come out with the 13-inch ones, and I was like, damn. No, they're more expensive, but you have more screen space, and especially with the animation programs and you're dealing with timelines, it gives you more room to draw and edit in that space. So I did a thing. I got a big 13-inch iPad, and it feels like I have a laptop. It's only like 2 inches difference in the size, but boy, you really notice it when you have the damn thing, especially sitting on your lap or you're traveling with it. It feels big, but it is absolutely marvelous. It is the M3. It's a new one. I was going to get a refurbished one, but I got it on Cyber Mondays, the Cyber Monday sale, and so I got a good deal on the whole package. I'm going to see how to hook that up through Streamlabs. I know there is a way. Even in Talk Studio, I've done it once with the older iPad. I just need to figure it out again. So I'm going to hook that up so that I can actually draw on it, and you can see on the screen, much like I do with the big desktop unit, right? There's apparently works very similarly. I just have to figure it out. So, because when I have this set up here, right, with this, oh God, with this setup, right, only it'll be the iPad instead of the desktop. Once that's ready to go, once I have that set up, I intend on reworking everything for 2026. I have had to rethink this channel from scratch, which is why there's been kind of a long delay in doing lives. I just don't know what to do. YouTube's algorithm works by what people are searching for and what you are providing people. Sure, it comes down to thumbnails, and it comes down to your titles and how they all kind of work together. But your content has to hold people. So whether you're providing entertainment or you're providing a how-to video or whatever you're providing, it has to be something that holds people's attention, that makes them click on your video and that makes them watch your video. And already I know this is probably going to be unwatchable because I'm stuttering and I'm taking too long to get to a point. It's a bad habit of mine, which is why I've had to kind of rethink everything, and part of what I'm also doing is rethinking my approach on camera, because I'm dealing directly with people, right? I want to develop an audience, and an audience will only build if you provide them what they're looking for. That's why if somebody comes in, if they come on looking for a video, they're usually looking for something. They've typed in something that they are looking for. They've seen your thumbnail related to something else that they're interested in. And if the thumbnail and title interest them enough, they'll click on your video. And so the idea is to get out a hook, something that catches them right away. This is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I'm going to be talking about. And then start delivering on that right away. Because people aren't going to sit around. They don't want to hear about why you haven't been posting in a while and why you haven't, which is what I'm terrible for. I do that all the time. So no, I kind of can't do that. Once the video goes out, that's like a production. It's a production. They're basically like mini TV shows, right? You go to watch a TV show. You go to watch your favorite TV show. There isn't an introduction saying, well, unfortunately we couldn't get everything together last week because the actor was sick and this is... Shut up. You just want to watch the show. It's on now, right? Same idea. And that's kind of how the algorithm is starting to work. So they are trying to turn it to favor new channels because big channels already get big audiences. They don't want to keep favoring that. They want new audiences. They want new people to come on. After all, the more advertising, the more eyes they can get on advertising, the better. So if one channel is getting a whole bunch of eyes, I'll put it this way. Sorry, let me back up. It's better to have a whole bunch of eyes a whole bunch of channel with a whole bunch of eyes on it, seeing all those ads on lots and lots of new channels, rather than one big channel where a bunch of people are watching the one ad on that. Does that make sense? They want more people. They want more people to make it on YouTube. The more the better for them, and it pays off better for YouTube. So yes, they do want to start favoring new smaller channels and help them build up, but the problem is that it's the channel's capability of holding an audience. So with that, I have to start spending some time thinking about who this is for, who my audience is. Who am I talking to? I'm an artist. I'm obviously doing artistic things. One of my, a couple of my favorite channels that I do watch of art. I don't watch many artists. I watch a lot of other stuff on YouTube, but not very many artists. One of them I do always enjoyed was ACD Art Attack, who is from England. He's a British artist who's just funny and entertaining, and he has his little duck Bob that he draws, and I kind of find his stuff entertaining, and he's kind of does the kind of thing I want to do, and he does a lot of physical work on the table, and that's something else I'm going to be getting to very shortly, is doing the physical work, because I've had to reset up my desk. I also like watching Jazza for years until he irritated me. I hope he never finds this. He probably won't. But I liked him, but he just seemed... look at my shoulders. My back is messed up. Okay. I did watch him for years, and I really liked him until he got really big. And then he seemed kind of unreachable. Like, he started doing all these art challenges that just didn't seem doable. And then he's, pulls out all this... You knew the guy is doing well on YouTube because he pulled out like a 3D printer, and today we're going to do this big 3D printing. And what's this wee stuff? This is your 3D printer that you're going to have fun with. So there just wasn't. I could no longer connect with him on that level. But the way he did the channel, what it was before, ages ago, I really liked. He was doing it in his basement. He had this cool thing in the background that, although it had copyrighted characters on it, he did finally eventually correct that. But I thought, he kind of had this cool painted background, and he was doing, again, the kind of thing that I like to do. And I would like to do something. I just want to involve too much stuff, too many things going through my head at once. I like the idea of doing some how-to videos. However, the YouTube video, or the how-to drawing videos have they got oversaturated and then died out because everybody put out a book. Everybody put out a how-to book. Everyone did a how-to draw video, and they're all there. All the beginning videos are out there. So I need to look at this and take a different approach. Hi Matt, how you doing? Just doing the preamble here, I guess. So talking about just actually approaching how I'm going to try and approach the channel in 2026. The how to draw videos, I think just lost traction. If you look at them, it's like they had this big build up and then lost traction, but all those videos are all still out there. Now I can still do stuff like that, and I still can, but I need to kind of figure out who my audience is. Am I talking to groups of people who just want to learn how to draw as a hobby? Am I talking to young people who want to get into animation, get into cartooning, and I can kind of provide sort of a beginning starting point for that? Can I do something that appeals to both of those? Am I talking to older people who are just looking for a little side hobby? What is that going to be? And that's what I need to kind of sit down and write out and determine. Have I decided what my channel is going to be like? That's what I'm kind of going over now. This is kind of what my discussion is, and I'm just sort of putting out my thoughts and what I've been thinking about the last little while. and what I need to determine starting January. So doing the kind of the standard anatomy how-tos, how to draw arms, how to draw legs, how to draw the body. There's so much out there that it's kind of pointless trying to do that. But people like to do cartooning. People like to do caricatures. They kind of just want to have fun with art. Maybe they want to do some watercolor painting. I can do some demos like that. There's also the aspect that some people just like the whole ASMR aspect of it, meaning that some people like to just put on an art channel and watch somebody draw or paint. It's like when people put on Bob Ross. Very few people are pulling out oil paints in a canvas and following along. Some people might be. He bangs that out in like half-hour shows, so very few people are doing that. But people like to put it on because he was fun to listen to, and it was amazing just to watch him put this paint down and boom, have this incredible landscape. And he had just sort of this gentle voice, and people were really entertained, and still entertained, reruns after reruns after reruns, by what he did, by his personality and who he was and what he brought to the screen in this little tiny show that you can still watch. I think it's on Twitch on like constant reruns. I think Tubi, I think, runs them over and over. Or no, Tubi has them on streaming rather. So there is that aspect of it. There's an artist, a couple of artists. What's his name? Chris Sava Art, I think, is his name. He's like the exact same age as me. He does gouache and watercolor paintings. Really, really cool stuff. He's had such an interesting life, that guy. He's had like a movie produced, and I think he's looking to make another one, like an animated film put out ages ago. But again, he has that kind of gentle sounding voice. He goes on, does these lives. His wife reads out the what people are typing in the chat, and he answers questions, and he talks about what he's doing. And most of the people are there just entertained by what he is doing, who he is, and what he's doing. So that's another approach I kind of want to take to this. Is can I just draw and paint and talk about what I'm doing? Maybe answer some questions while I'm doing it. So that's another aspect of it. And that's kind of what ACD Art Attack kind of does, but on high energy. He works off his table. His are videos, though. I don't think he does lives, which is too bad. I really wish he would do live streams. I should try and ask him about that, but he does have a big audience. He probably gets tons of messages. So he does videos, but he does over the desk videos, and he does physical art with a lot with markers. Sometimes paints, but he brings out products. He only does like once every week or two. I think he does a video. He doesn't do them very often, but he does very well with what he does. But I really, and there's another artist as well, also from England, and I am drawing a blank. Hold on a moment. Let me see if I bring it up. It's going to drive me nuts now until I can remember his name. I've been messaging. Ben Krefta. Ben Krefta Art, I think, is his name. Ben Krefta with a K, Krefta. And I'm going to turn this down so it doesn't come blasting out. He's also just kind of a young. I say young. I think he's in his late 30s. I think. Let's have a look here. Yeah, there he is. I really kind of like what he does. And he's trying so hard with his channel. He hasn't posted in a little while. I should talk to him. It's been a month. I started kind of messaging through emails because I would like to have him as a guest on here, because as you notice, this Wednesday night that I'm doing this, I want to bring back my Wednesday night art block. I was doing that with Enrique, I'm going to talk to Enrique and see if he would like to start back up again in the new year. I think he wants to. I was going to try last month and just stuff happened. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm lining up. I've been writing down some names and contacting some people I would like to have as guests on. And that'll be a Wednesday night thing. It'll be an art discussion on Wednesday nights. I'm hoping on Wednesday nights. I'd like to keep it Wednesday nights as long as my job doesn't keep messing around my schedule. So Wednesday nights, it will be late. On Eastern Standard Time, it will probably be very late. Because some of the guests I have... well, no, that's hard to say. Because some of the guests will be from the UK. If I start going very late, that's very early in the morning for them. If I try and go earlier, it'll be later in the evening for them. So, and if I get people also from the West Coast, that's a 3-hour difference as well. They're 3 hours behind. UK is 5 hours ahead. It's very hard to get central guests in my time zone, which is all right. But we'll figure that out as I go. So the time it starts, kind of not carved that in stone yet. So I made some tea earlier just to kind of wake myself up. Because I am still feeling groggy. I had a hot shower. Maybe that was a bad idea, doing that beforehand, because now I just feel like I'm going to pass right out. So that's Wednesday nights. Mondays, I join in another live with another friend of mine because I'm a big sci-fi nerd. I love watching, you all know I love watching like Godzilla and kaiju movies. That's been a big thing for years, and I'll be doing some kaiju drawing on here eventually. I'm going to be doing a lot of that. But I also was a big fan of Star Trek and Doctor Who and all that good stuff. And I have a friend of mine who's a huge Star Trek nerd, and he started a live stream on Monday nights, and I've been joining in. I've been joining in on those. Trying to. They're on Monday nights, and I had to work Monday nights, and I finally have my Monday nights free, so I can finally join back in those again. But I've talked about him before, and if you ever want to pop in and watch, it's Dave Prime 1701. If you're a Star Trek fan, you know what those numbers mean. But Dave Prime 1701. He just does lives. He doesn't do formal videos. So if you on the tabs, if you click on live, you'll see all the stuff that he usually talks about, episodes and movies. And I've finally been able to join back in again the last couple of weeks. So hopefully that'll keep going. So as far as my channel, then I need to determine who my audience is, determine the kind of material that I'm delivering to the audience, what kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Subject matter? No. I'll just say material because I'm drawing a blank. I think I'm developing like Alzheimer's, I swear. I draw blanks on words. I'll be talking, and what should be a very common word to describe something will be gone out of my head. It's getting really bad, actually, and it's very concerning, to be honest. But the content, I need solid content. I need to determine my audience, the kind of content I'm delivering to that audience, and to make that consistent, which is the next point that I need to go over, is that I need to have set times for this. I do my lives on Monday with my friend Dave. I want to do the Wednesday night stream. I want to do a Saturday afternoon stream. I want to do a Saturday afternoon stream for a long time. That's been something I've tried to put in the works. And what I originally had planned, I don't think is going to work. I really wanted to do something. I had something really specific in mind to do for Saturdays, and I think it was too complicated. And it's something, it's hard to describe, but I think it's just something that's not going to go over with audiences. So I may have to just stick with just a painting and drawing, which might actually be better for the first little while. We'll see. I was going to have little video clips editing. You know, you've seen the ads that I do, right? Well, I was going to do these little movie clips and kind of just sort of have a laugh over these old educational shorts. I can't use copyrighted material, obviously, so but I was finding all these little old 50s and 60s educational clips they used to run in classrooms or on TV breaks and that kind of thing back in the yesteryear. And I was going to bring those up and just kind of have a laugh with those and do some drawing in between those, and had a whole intro planned and an outro, and it was too complicated. It was just way too big and complicated. Maybe eventually I'll get there. You have to plan everything you have to plan everything out really carefully and clicking when you're going to start and stop and that kind of thing. It would have been like a 2 to 3 hour show. So I still plan on doing something like that, just have to really, really simplify it a lot. But scheduling is really important because if people like you, if you're trying to build an audience, they are going to want to look for you at a specific time on a specific day. Some people upload daily. There's some people who do like news reports, say like Philip DeFranco. I think he goes on 4 or 5 days a week. Everybody knows around 5 or 6 o'clock he puts up a new video. At least it used to be like that. I haven't watched him in a while. I used to watch him religiously and then I stopped. But people will look for your video. We have grown up in the entertainment era. Even young people now, the Gen Zers who are more hooked on YouTube and Instagram, TV is still a thing. And even your schedule is still a thing, even though we now have streaming for a lot of it. But it used to be that, you want to watch a particular show. Hey, you knew it was going to be on Thursday night at 8:30. Your favorite show is going to be on. And you tuned in Thursday night at 8:30. And we have grown up like that. We have lived like that for generations. And that's still a thing with people. I think we are people of habit. So if I'm going to post a video, I need to make sure that's posted at the same time every week. And I'd like to get up at least one pre-recorded, edited video once a week if I can. Might be every other week. I'll build it to each week. But it's got to be at a specific time, day and time. So if I decide, say, Thursday at 5 o'clock, this new video goes up, then I've got to make sure every Thursday I have that video. Same thing with my lives. If people are used to my Wednesday night show being at a specific time, then I got to try and make sure that's on a specific time. The Saturday show, I was hoping to have that for like 2 o'clock. Originally it was going to be 4 when I used to have the roommate because he would leave at 3:30. And then I once I moved, now I'm by myself, so I can start earlier. I'd like to do that like at 2 o'clock. It'd be like the Saturday afternoon Mad Theater kind of thing. So that's thanks, Matt. I know I'll get there. This is just how I'm trying to approach it and plan everything. And also, I think in having those specific days and times set, I have to make sure that my simple little part-time job stops interfering with all of that. I work for the YMCA. Just spit that out there. I don't care. I work for the Y. So it has a schedule. I'm supposed to be on these specific days, Sunday afternoons, Thursday and Friday nights. But I end up getting called in a lot. And you know this. I've gone over and over and over this, that I get called in on schedules. Somebody drops out. They end up messaging me, begging me to cover because there's nobody else. And I end up having to give up my time to do this, to go in. And it throws a wrench right into the whole system. Because if I have this planned out, that means that everything gets shifted. And I kind of lose my mind when that happens. I am a creature of habit. So if something throws a wrench into my schedule, it can mess my head up. And then I kind of shrink back from it. And I kind of start giving up a little bit at that point. So that's something I have to work on. Especially when things like friggin' drop out of the sky like an anvil. And, oh, hey, is that Kevin? How you doing, Kevin? Good to see you. Oh, the gang's all here. And what I mean by that, but I don't mean like an anvil, I mean shit like a rent eviction, bed bugs, shit like that drops out of the sky and into my life. That where it's so life disrupting that you can't do anything. Like everything comes to a complete halt. Like your life is fucked. And, you can't make videos, you can't stream, you can't do a damn thing because you've got this huge monster hanging over your head that you have to take care of. It's not just a couple of days. No, it's weeks. And then once you're done, you're exhausted. And your brain's kind of fried from the whole thing that's just happened. It's just kind of shattered you. And now you feel defeated. And it's like, do I want to try and restart this? You feel like the universe is giving you a message and it's laughing at you, pointing, saying, ha ha, you're never going to start. And you try and set up like a plan B and a plan C. And it just like rips through it all. No, none of it is going to work. And you feel just completely defeated after that when this kind of thing hits the fan. It's happened so often. I'm not even sure how you can even plan around that. And I started thinking, okay, if this happens, what do I do? I could take my phone and go for a walk somewhere, go to a coffee shop and try and stream from a coffee shop. I mean, right now I'm in Canada, and I liked doing kind of the walking streams. It's freaking cold right now. We got snow, we got rain, we got freezing rain. So, God damn it. So I can't do that now during the winter. And we got it early this year. Normally, like at this time of year, it starts to get a little cold, might get a bit of snow. Nope, we're getting shit on right now. And it's ugly weather. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even just like, oh, it's a bit of like Christmas snow. No, it is crap. It's rain and slush and it's got freezing rain that I could almost ice skate to work on. And it's so you don't want to go outside in that weather. You don't want to do that. That's when you kind of want to stay in and work on something, and then I get called into work. Right? So I have to kind of write out how to kind of work around these things if there's any possibilities. I have to start thinking about what happens when these anvils drop out of the sky on your head. And because sometimes just even having to work with that takes time. And it takes time away from what you're doing. So, and how do I stream at a coffee shop to do artwork? I can't hold the phone while I'm doing this, and I don't want to bring piles of equipment all over in a coffee shop right over the table. So how do you do that? Some of them, if they're busy, you just can't do that, right? So what do you do? I've got no way to work around that. A version of a holiday photo. I probably won't be doing much before Christmas. I might maybe just do a couple little drawing things, maybe for fun if I have time. A lot of this that I'm thinking about right now is for how I'm going to approach January 2026. I come back, I'm back to work, hopefully as long as nobody quit, nobody's fired, etc. Then I can stick to a workable schedule. But it seems that happens a lot. And they always say, oh, it's just temporary, we're going to get somebody else. And then it's like, but somebody else drops out. And it's just this endless cycle. So no. So, and I'm even going to have to put my foot down and say, hey, look, if you give me a work schedule and I set that and you give me, okay, so it's Sunday afternoons, Thursday and Friday nights, my free time, it's like filling it up with water. It just seeps into everything and builds up, and it's full. I can't go moving things around because the tank overflows, right? So once it's set in stone, I can't go fucking around with that because that just messes this up for me. Once in a blue moon, I get it, but it was just becoming a regular thing, and I'm not getting anything done. So that's kind of the long version of what I have in mind for starting next year. I might do a little video just to edit this down and just sort of explain it all in one shorter little video, so people know kind of what to expect, because that's a lot to sit through. And if this gets on a replay, I don't know if anybody will sit through all this. And I've got to learn to stop stuttering. You'll notice that my videos have a lot of edits through them. There's a lot of jumps and cuts because my ums and ahs are too much. I'll start talking and I'll draw a blank. As I was explaining earlier, I'm forgetting words, right? A lot of words will escape my mind. I've been typing stuff out in point form. I try not to type out a full script because when you read it, that just sounds too artificial. So I keep things in point form that I can keep checking. And then those moments I have to do in between the checking and then talking again, I have to edit out. So it still makes it choppy. But doing it again because of the way I talk when the camera's on, and that I'm too all over the place. I'm not consistent enough yet. And I think that's only going to come with practice. So I need to learn to work on my speaking voice. Even now, I need a drink. I might run an ad if I can run an ad on this. And then I'm going to go get a drink of water because I'm losing my voice. I've got actually like 5 people going, and I don't want to lose them. If I do an ad, am I going to keep the 5 or 6 people I've got? So I might do that, but I do need a drink of water because I'm losing my voice here. Let's try this. I'll be right back. I've got 3 of them and I don't have them labeled which is which, so it might jump or skip. Like it might start one and then start another. But I will be right back. I just need a drink of water because I'm losing my voice. Here, all right. I'll be right back.
Good evening. Here's a news flash.
This girl is wearing glasses. Don't believe it? Well, it's true, and here's how it's done. To make contact lenses, the eye is anaesthetized, then Sydney optician Penryn Thomas, Australia's only...
Oh, Mom, nothing's gonna happen to me. What's so different about this thing?
What's that?
As you can see, this big dial looks like the one you have on your new telephone.
I lost half my viewers the moment I did that, but I needed that drink of water. I was I'm still losing my voice to some degree. All right, so where was I? I do have a few point form notes. Some of this I've already talked about. Some of my favorite channels that I've liked watching. Yeah, that was the other thing, is that some of them I'll have an idea of doing something. I don't know how this happens. This happened a few times. I've had this idea and I'll write it down and somebody will beat me to the punch. And they go and do the exact video that I wanted to make. And then if I make it, then it looks like I'm copying them. And I don't know how to say, no, I've had this idea long before their video got posted. Fuck them. I get pissed. That's happened a few times. And I've had to end up scrapping an idea. Because it's just as soon as I go to make it, they end up posting the exact same thing I'm going to do. So, damn it. Making the plan, the channel unique. Yeah, I can't keep lunging forward without any kind of plan. I can't keep coming on and just kind of doing lives and trying to do something and just off the cuff try and do something. I need to start pre-planning things, and along with this giant iPad, I have GoodNotes on this thing, and I got GoodNotes for a reason because I like the way it's laid out. I like Apple Notes. I use Apple Notes for different things, for lists and whatnot, but for doing planning out like my YouTube videos and that kind of thing, I like using GoodNotes. And it's nice because it's also on the desktop, and they're synced, so whether I do something on the desktop or on the iPad, they sync together, so I'll always kind of stay caught up. So I have good notes to start kind of writing out my ideas and pre-planning everything, and I'd like to plan things out in advance. I want to start looking at what's coming up in the first 3 months of the new year. I don't do much for Valentine's Day. I think Valentine's Day is kind of an obnoxious holiday, if you can even call it that. I like St. Patrick's Day. I'm not a drinker anymore. I don't drink, but I do sort of enjoy the date just for the color green and all the silliness that goes with it. So I might start thinking about that now. It's really close to Christmas. What am I supposed to do for Christmas? I have no decorations. They're all in storage. I can't dig them. I don't even have room to put anything up, except maybe a string of garlands. You saw what I did for Halloween, right? Is it even worth it? I'm going away on the 22nd to visit my aunt, and I'll be gone until the beginning of January. So, so I'm losing my voice again already. So Christmas is kind of a write-off. So is Halloween. Halloween gets ruined every year. I might try and see if I can pre-plan that early on. I'm getting older, right? Like, I'm having issues already. Like, I'm having memory and mental issues and things like that are hitting me. I'm only, like, I'll tell you honestly, I just turned 57. It's a bit of a tough year for me. My mom was 57 when she passed away, so this is kind of a bit of an edgy year for me. So yeah, I won't go too much into that, but I have arthritis in my knees. I have trouble going upstairs. I have back problems. My lower back has issues. I have early on osteopenia, I think it's called. I think it's right. It's not osteoporosis. It's not there yet, but it could be on its way. Because I've injured my back more than once, and now the bones have like squished together and are fusing in my lower back, and that makes for back issues. So between my knees, my back, my left wrist has been messed up from work. So I'm kind of a wreck at the moment. So this is where I need to. I feel like they keep calling me into work, and it's kind of wrecking me physically. So I can't keep doing that, but I'd like to spend some more time right here working on things. I still need to get exercise. I still need to get some form of regular exercise. So I need to get out walking and getting some fresh air. So in between all that, I need to kind of focus. I need something to kind of keep fixed on something, and that's why I really wanted to work on this channel, and I want to spend some time on it. I think that was kind of everything that I hit on. Sorry, what did I just say? I think that's everything I wanted to cover. I think I've hit on all the topics I wanted to cover. I feel mentally and physically broken a lot. I can't even talk right now. My brain's been all over the place. Just making sure I covered everything. Understand the audience better. I was going to throw out some suggestions, what people would like to see, what would make you sit through a whole video, like what would I cover that would make you watch, like if I do a pre-recorded video and it's over 10 minutes, if it's 10 to 20 minutes long, what kind of things would you like to see? Do you want to learn how to draw? Are you just entertained by somebody else drawing? Do you like painting? Oh, that's something else actually I did want to talk about before I forget. To my right, I have my other drawing table, and I have set up on this table to do some live streams from that before, and I've set up my phone over it and live streamed on the TikToks. Excuse me, beg pardon. So I have a way of setting the phone up over that, which is a little bit difficult because I'm trying to read the text and then draw underneath the phone. But I also have a rigging or an armature to hold another webcam up over top of that. I think it's important to keep, as an artist, I see a lot of people doing that, but their faces aren't on cam, and that's fine. A lot of them do that. I like to kind of keep it somewhere a little in the corner. It keeps this eye contact. They've talked about that before in doing YouTube videos when you're doing live. If you notice, like gaming, etc., the person's always there because you can make eye contact with the person who's doing it. You feel like you're there with them. They can talk to you. and it makes a better connection. So I like to keep my ugly mug somewhere in the corner somewhere while I'm drawing. But I have another camera set up, and I had to order a USB extension, which finally just came. There was some problems with that because of, Amazon delivery, the problems with that. It finally came. The reason I couldn't is because the second webcam that I have, it's an older Logitech, the C90, this one here, it's 1080p. This was not long enough. It was stretching to reach under the camera, and it was cutting sort of across the view of the camera pointing down, and it was really problematic, and I felt like it was stretching. It was pulling the computer over, and it was just way too tight. So I ordered a nice extension. I'm hoping this works. If not, I don't know what to do, because it's like the computer and that armature is about as close together as they're going to get, without having to physically rearrange everything. I don't want to go through that. So I've ordered that, and as long as that hooks up and works all right, as long as that connection works, I should be able to do physical artwork. And what I mean by that is not off this drawing tablet that's in front of me, because the reason I've been doing that off the tablet is because I couldn't do that. I mean, I have lots of paints and watercolors and markers and things I would love to do, and I'm excited to do that because I noticed people really still like physical media. I think with the rise of AI slop, that's become actually a new term now, AI slop, people are really tired of it. Michael's and all these art stores are still out there in existence because people like to go and buy paint. They like to buy markers. They like to buy pencil crayons and sit there and draw and paint and make something themselves. And they like to watch other YouTube videos to see how to do it and how they can do it better, and improve their work and learn from watching other artists. And so that I would like to provide. And I think that's a fun form of entertainment as well. So it's a good sign too, because these art stores are still selling. Some of the smaller ones are. We lost Curry's here in Canada, or in Ontario, I should say, which is a real shame. Curry's was the name of an art store that existed for almost 100 years. It's been around for a long time. It started in Toronto. And they had at one point 8 stores all over southern Ontario, and one by one they started dropping, and until eventually COVID killed the whole thing. It was a real shame. London, Ontario store was amazing. An incredible store in London, Ontario. So I don't know. It still exists online. I think it does. I should have a quick look here. See if Curry's Art Store does. But even with it gone, people, I think, just like ordering online. People want... Michael's still exists. I think it still exists in the U.S., but it's sort of a craft store as well. And White Rose disappeared in Canada. I don't know if that still exists. Was that in the U.S.? Anyone watching, is there White Rose still out there? Yeah, the last one was in Hamilton. The last Curry's Art Store was in Hamilton and shut down. Curry's Art Store was a historic Canadian retailer for suppliers known for its world. Physical locations closed down. Yeah, Hamilton. Does it not exist anymore? Is there not... I know it's permanently closed, but does it not even have a website? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh, that's awful. That's really sad. I knew the Hamilton store closed. I just thought it was the last physical store. I thought Curry's online still existed, but the website is gone as well. That's sad. That's heartbreaking. Oh. There is another one called Desserts. It originated in Quebec. It still exists. There's one sort of on the border, I think, between Oakville and Mississauga. I think it's more in Mississauga. But it looks like it still exists. Well, that's nice that that's still there. What was the big one that came out of Chicago? They had a really nice line of their own alcohol markers that were really good, that were rivaling Copics. I am so sad that Curry's is gone. I really thought their online store was still up. Oh, that's so terrible. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look up the name of it. If somebody out there, I don't know, somebody watching knows the name of that art store that comes out of Chicago, it's a big art supply store. They have a physical store, but their online stuff is more, because they can ship stuff out. Their online store is more popular. Let me just see if I can find it. Art store. Blick, that was it. Blick Art Materials. Yeah, they have a really big website, and their alcohol markers are actually amazing. They rival Copics. Now with the rise of Ohuhu markers, I didn't say that. I have trouble saying that for some reason. Ohuhu markers have become really, really popular. They're now rivaling Copic as well, and they're so much cheaper, but they're just as good. They do all the same thing. Copic is expensive just because its name. It's been around a long time. Is this the one with refills? They all refill now. They know that's a thing. They know that's the first thing people ask. Can you change the nibs, and are they refillable? And can you get a brush tip? At the end, brush and a chisel tip. Who's got all that? Yeah, Blick sells both Copics and I think their own alcoholic markers. Anyways, I'm just looking here online at all this. I shouldn't be doing this right now. Point being, physical media. People still like to buy physical media, and you can buy it mostly online. Whether you people like to go into Michael's still, do they not have their own line of markers? Don't tell me they dropped their own line of markers. Are you out of your minds? I'm going to look for that later. I hope Blix didn't go and dump their own line of markers. That would be well doing to me tonight. I'm trying to promote physical media, and everywhere I'm looking here is just, they still sell lots. They still sell lots of stuff, but it looks like I just see Copics on here, but I don't see their own line. Oh, there it is, the Blick Studio brush set. It just come up as black markers instead of Blick's markers. Okay. Am I good with paints and mixing colors? Well, it all depends. Because when you say paints, depends on what you're talking about. So I don't like oils. You won't ever see me working with oils. I think they look beautiful. They are a bloody mess to work with. Because you can't just wash. You need turpentine to clean your brushes. You need a setup, and boy, you spill any of that, it's hideous to work with, especially in this confined space. I usually like working with acrylics, but again, acrylics is a big area. Acrylics dry quickly. I usually like something in a smaller controlled environment. So that's why I usually like working with watercolors, and I've been working with watercolors for a long time. So I do watercolors, and I like working with like markers and that now. So I have piles of watercolor markers. I do have some acrylics. Maybe I'll do a little bit with acrylic. It's just they can, if you don't rinse your brushes right away, They can like permanently damage your brushes because that does dry so quickly. Acrylics, they dry like a plastic, and if you don't rinse your brushes off right away, they turn the end of your brush into a little plastic blob. So you have to make sure that your brushes stay sitting in water. So if I'm doing a stream with those, I have to be careful. But yeah, I used to do, like, I was trying to get into background painting when I was in animation. I was doing layout, and then when layout kind of came to an end, I almost like got into doing backgrounds, painting backgrounds. The guy saw my work and hired me, and the very morning I got up, it was about to go to work for my first day of work to do background painting. The phone rang just as like my foot was almost out the door, and the phone rang, and I went, and I ran and grabbed it really quick because I thought it was going to be actually for my roommate. I was just like, hello. And it was like, hey, listen, the production's winding down. There's no point in you coming in. I know we know the guy hired you, but we're finishing the production. Like, they only need a few left, so we're really sorry. I guess, I mean, it was better than getting all the way there and finding out and coming all the way home. But just, man, that was heartbreaking. And then after that production was done, that was for something called Phoenix Animation. The studio was called Phoenix. It was located in Toronto. It was not in Phoenix, but it was called Phoenix Animation. It was right across the street from Nelvana, actually. But yeah, as soon as I got that, they finished that production, and then they just ended up doing some small productions after that I kind of never caught wind of, and then they shut down. I think it changed hands, and it never stayed. I'm sorry, because of the cold weather, my lips have been dry, and I keep looking at the fact that my lips are so badly chapped. They've been bleeding a lot, and I got to get some proper treatment for it. Yeah, so, man, that was... I just didn't have a lot of luck. But physical media. I'm going to have the camera set up over the table, and I plan to do some lives doing more with physical media. So you'll see me doing some painting. You'll see me doing work with markers. The Tombow brushes, I love using the Tombows, which is a form of watercolor. Mixing mediums together. I hope to be doing all of that fun stuff. That's going to be a lot of fun, actually, once I get that on the desk. Like I said, people still like physical media, and that's a good sign. There's a good sign that people... They say, actually, AI might be in trouble because AI costs so much to do, and it's not very environmental. There's environmental issues with using AI a lot. Good riddance, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to completely disappear. It'll always be there, but there's a lot of work they need to actually figure out with AI because it's the way it is now is extremely problematic, and we're not really prepared for that or to deal with it properly, and it's been too much of a we charged into it too quickly. And anyways, that's something for another discussion. That's brain broken. That's something to discuss another night. Again, I think that's it. I think. I'm not sure. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. We managed, but AI is it's a multi-trillion-dollar project. AI is forever. It just needs to be managed better, I guess. Yeah. I think at the moment people are just tired of. They've been calling it AI schlop. You can tell AI art usually, and it's. I know it's just going to keep improving, but. Apparently it goes through like a lot of water. Part of the issue is the amount of water that it actually uses as a coolant for the machines, because it is so intensive to create this stuff, and apparently that's one of the big issues with it. But people love ChatGPT and that kind of thing, right? So but we need a lot more. I want to see more people do physical art. I think people really still like to make stuff. I think the hard part is that it's going to be harder to for artists to make a living at doing it, because say like graphic designers who make logos, company can just punch it into AI and then just whatever it spits out, that's our new logo. There's no thought behind it. There's no artist interpretation. You don't have the artist feedback to tell you what works and what doesn't, but AI can tell you all that, and you lose that human quality, right? That human touch to it. But that's, I think, where artists are going to struggle, especially in the in the business world, where people need something physically made like that. But people still like God, the bags under my eyes. You can tell I'm not getting enough sleep. People still like physical art, though. They like to see something made by hand. And they still like to try and make it, even if you're not an artist. People like to get a set of, some pencil, crayons, and paints and just make something, because it's very therapeutic to sit down with some colors and just make something, right? This is going to be hard to kind of sell it now as an artist to try. I guess you can. An artist has to promote themselves. I've always said people buy the artist more than they buy the art. If they really like the artist, they'll buy their art. Even whether it's good or it's not so good, people kind of almost don't look at that. They just, if they really like you as an artist, they will support you and buy your stuff if you put it out there. And you have enough of a following, enough people interested. Especially if you tap into something they really like. If you can do that, if you can kind of tap into what people are looking for. I always use this as an example. An artist by the name of Glenn Hansen, who is sort of somebody I've watched, and I love his work. I've admired his work for years and years. People like, he's most of his stuff is on Facebook and Instagram. I'm really surprised he never did YouTube that much, but he's always very, very busy. He's always at his desk working. The guy just draws nonstop. But his stuff is very nostalgic. It's a lot of, he does caricatures and cartoons of a lot of actors and singers, and the stuff's very entertaining. His stuff, just to look at. He also does these pictures of like TV shows. He did this one of the Jeffersons. All the characters lined up. It was incredible. He did this really nice one of the Golden Girls. It's really popular. He's got it. You can buy that thing on like mugs and shower curtains. And he did one of Seinfeld that was really incredible. So again, he does it in Photoshop, but he makes prints and sells the prints. Actually, what he does is he'll do it a sketch. He's smart. He'll do a sketch and do a really nice, clean sketch. Like his line quality is unbelievable. I could draw for 100 years and I couldn't match his line quality with pencil and paper. But he does this gorgeous line sketch. Then he scans it. And sometimes he redoes the line in Photoshop, or sometimes he'll just leave it as is and it has this like nice sketchy pencil look to it. And then he'll do color version. So he can sell the color version as prints, but that original sketch, because people like his stuff, he can sell that sketch, and he sells that for a lot more because that's the original. That's the original that went into that. So he can he makes a mint just off selling the sketches, the original sketches, all his Golden Girls stuff, and then people send him. Hey, your sketch arrived in the mail, and they've got this in a beautiful frame up in their like gorgeous living rooms, and so yeah, people buy the artist as much as they buy the art. So the whole trick is selling yourself. I've been on this yakking away for over an hour. Now it's about an hour and 10 minutes, and now I'm just down to like one viewer, so I've lost everybody. I had an audience there for a little while. Now I lost them all. I think I'd probably talk too much, but I could switch over and try and do a little bit of sketching for a bit. Or maybe I could just leave it at this for now. It's after midnight already. Okay. I'm getting kind of a little bit hungry. I shouldn't be. I've eaten all day, but I'm still hungry for some stupid reason. Oh, thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. I do really appreciate it. I hope so. I just need to get on here and get the content out and kind of be left alone long enough to get things done, right? So without things happening here or at work or with whatever, I just need, the anvils need to stop coming out of the sky. And who knows, there's a chance I might have to move again later in the year. I don't know. I hope not this soon. But I need to start making a little extra money. Like this side hustle's got to work. My goal would be nice if by the end of 2026, I would love to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. But I would be really happy even if I reached over 500, because there is 2 tiers now with YouTube. There's a 500 subscriber mark, and then there's the 1,000. The 500, you're not a YouTube partner yet, but you do get some nice perks and bells and whistles when you reach the 500 mark. And then once you cross 1,000, then you become then you can kind of monetize a bit more. You can still monetize. You could monetize now just by selling artwork, but you get what I mean. There's a certain point at 500 and another one at the along with 500 you need 3,000 watch hours. 500 subscribers, 3,000 watch hours. That'd be nice if I could reach that this year, but as I said, I need to kind of sit down and keep kind of writing things out. I need a clear vision of what I'm doing with this channel. Look at what I'm going to do as an artist. What is it I want to do? What are my strengths and weaknesses? What can I provide people? What's going to make people watch and take interest? And kind of just keep producing work, keep producing stuff and putting it out. And that's going to be the big thing. Let's see if I can bring something up here. I don't know whether I should... Somebody messaging me. Scott. Oh, friend Scott. Okay. Sorry, as a friend of mine had messaged me earlier. He was sending me a text. Hey, Kevin. Matt, I think Matt's off. But yeah, we definitely will chat. We'll chat soon. And now I'm down to 0. Kevin said he'll be back, but if Matt's going to be starting his stream, I think Matt's going to be starting his pretty soon. So maybe I'll I don't know. I was going to open up Clip Studio, maybe just do a little bit of sketching, but I don't know. I think I've kind of yacked enough, and I've been on here for over an hour. That's the other thing too I was going to mention as well. That was the point that I was getting to a few minutes ago, and I'll kind of finish with this. Also in producing work, I do want to start selling it. So there will be a website going up. Every once in a while I can kind of throw up a blog on the website to kind of keep people informed of where I'm at. But the website is also mainly to try and link up some kind of store with it where I can sell merch, whether it's prints or my work on things like shirts, hats, etc. I've had requests for a couple of things that I am working on. That's also why I've got the iPad, because I know I'm in Procreate. You can set up your colors. It's kind of hard to explain. Anyways, some of that will be done through here. It's a little easier to do for merch. I can still do it on the desktop, but Oh, this other thing too is for those of you that are interested in animation, Procreate Dreams just put out their massive update to their animation program. So it's now Procreate Dreams 2. So there was some big changes. Apparently people are still kind of complaining about it. A lot of people like to use, if you're animating on an iPad, they like to use, is it ToonSquid? And there's another one, I forget the name of it. But I spent money on Procreate Dreams because they were talking for a long time on doing a lot of like big things with that. But the feedback hasn't been great, but looking at it myself, I'm kind of impressed with it. I think there's still a lot of room to keep growing. I think they are going to be doing a lot with it. I think in the coming year, if they keep updating to it, it's going to it could start being some serious competition for those. But I know ToonSquid is the big one for the iPad, and the big ones on the desktop, like Toon Boom and TV Paint. Way too expensive. I'm not an animator anymore, right? But I do want to start kind of dabbling in animation again, and if I can hook up the iPad properly, I might be able to do a little bit on that, just for fun. So, hey Kevin, I'm not sure if he's still here or not. I'm showing like 0 viewers. Well, we're showing 1, which I think is you. I don't know. I know he's said he was going to do some gaming tonight, so he might be getting ready for that. I know I was going to switch this over. I was going to be doing something on here. I don't know though. I don't know if it's kind of really worth. I don't really have anyone watching, and I've been talking for over an hour. So I think I'm going to call it here for the night. I think I'm just going to call it here. There's not enough interest right now. And I'm going to, everything I talked about tonight, I'm going to condense into a shorter video of about 10 minutes. We'll see. Maybe I don't need to. I think the important thing is just to do it and not yak about it. Just less talk, more action, right? But yeah. Keep an eye on Matt's channel. He's probably going to be doing some gaming soon. I should invite Chrissy in here one night and get her coming in and saying hello. All right. I'm going to call it there for now. And yeah, I work Thursday and Friday night. So Saturday, maybe we'll see if I can do something on Saturday if I'm not too busy. But we'll see how the next 2 nights go. It'd be nice to do something on Saturday afternoon to get that momentum going. Because I am going to be gone for about a week and a half at the end of December. From the 22nd to the 2nd of January. So that's about 2 weeks. Yeah. I'll be missing a chunk of money. All right. Anyways, that's it. For everyone that watched earlier, you're gone, so whatever. But the people that are here, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, oh yeah, if Matt comes on, I'm going to end my stream here, and if Matt starts, I'll go and watch for a bit while I'm going to do some drawing while I'm watching his stream. So, all right, I'll see you over there, Kevin. And for anyone else, there's nobody else here. That's it. The stream is ending.